I hope you can all see my screen.
Yes.
Great. So we'll just start with, so the things and key takeaways from this presentation will be, we'll discuss why building relationships is important, creating a buyer persona, creating automated customer journeys in your email marketing, creatively using social media, and improving your website user experience. So I tried as best as possible to, just share a few quick tips, because I understand today is a Saturday and also happy Labor Day. So I'll try to just, share a few quick tips and hopefully, open up your minds to a few more new things. And, but I won't be able to touch on everything that you could go through. Yeah, but yeah, so I guess we'll just start with this. So this is a business to business and business to customer journey diagram. So you can see it is a looping multi-stage online journey with full of twists and turns as customers flip back and forth through research and discovery stage. So you have, now with online, you're able to look at 10 different companies offering a similar service. So at the point where you have a customer actually creating a purchase, they've actually gone through a lot of options. So once they've made the purchase, the most critical place in creating a relationship, and we'll discuss this, is actually in the post-purchase experience, because you want to make sure you're retaining your customers. So work doesn't end at the sale, especially in building relationships, and creating authentic relationships with your customers, especially after the sale, is important so that you can have them make repeat purchases. And if you excel at this, they'll tell people about your product or service, and word of mouth marketing, even in an online space, is extremely powerful for your business. So, and why this is really important is it's cheaper and smarter to keep old customers in comparison to trying to convert new ones. And I actually found a report from 2018 that was saying, so for in e-commerce especially, new visitors added items to their carts 4.84% of their time, while returning visitors actually added items to their carts 8.6% of their time. And this was a 70.6% increase on average. So I guess, the numbers don't lie. So in general, how brands usually work online is, you choose your photos, you create your designs, create effective copy, and then you upload your content and create campaigns, and then connecting with followers or audience. And this last bit is the meat of what we're going to discuss today. And I've talked a bit with a few people who I know who more or less do the same work I do. And a lot of people then, they put a lot of time in towards everything else. Then connecting with your followers and your audience online is usually put like as a back, on the back burner. And, sales and the data is more important towards whatever conversion goals you have, but how to connect with your followers sometimes is usually left behind. So the where to start is, if you're in creating marketing campaigns, you've already created your customer persona, but this is really important in the bit where you're trying to build relationships with them. So create your customer persona, pick a platform, because then online you have social media, you have instant messaging platforms like Telegram, which is what we use for the comms avenue. And then you have email and you have your website. Then so create a strategy with this platform in mind and your customer persona. Then seek out your target audience with obviously tactics that you've put in your strategy, and then monitor and analyze, because at the end of the day, you might have come up with really amazing tactics, but if they don't work, you need to come back and find out what you need to do better. So this is an example of a customer persona, and I really liked how detailed this was, because I think sometimes in the beginning, when you're creating a buyer persona, you kind of look at the basic, but I think it's really necessary, especially for an online customer, to try and be as detailed as possible. And depending on the target audience and your product or service, you could have multiple buyer personas. So you could have like one female who's 28. Then if potentially you have an older, let's say baby boomer, then you create a different customer persona for them. And obviously then you'd be thinking about a different marketing message and how to reach them. So I think this is something I can't emphasize enough as the first step. And I think it's usually very important if you're able to actually use a current client you have to create this. So rather than someone who you've sketched from your mind, that you actually have a current client or customer who you're able to create this with. So for example, for Nancy, who you work with, a nonprofit company, if you could actually talk one to, if let's say if it's a beneficiary, or talk to a donor and create a profile with them in mind. So who currently is already supporting your nonprofit, or who actually is the beneficiary of the nonprofit. So where to start in creating a strategy would be understand there are very many points that you need to consider in creating a strategy, but these are the three most important ones in my opinion, and especially towards creating relationships, would be understand your current position. So what is your current position actually with your clients and customers? So how do you, what do you have in terms of how do you engage them online? How exactly do you collect feedback from them? Like for example, for Banu, who you work with Amazon, understanding your current position would look like, what are the reviews of people's checkout process on Amazon, or if it's shipping, or if it's the quality of products. Also, trying to look at social listening tools. So what exactly are people saying about Amazon online? Then competitor research, obviously you want to know what your competitors are doing. Could you get something from them? Could you do it better? Is there something that they're doing that applies kind of to your strategies, could apply to you the same, but you could do it better? Because obviously you don't want to copy paste what someone else is doing. But if you're a competitor and you're in the same line of product or service and have the same audience, then if they're doing something good, that's, it's easy to analyze and see if they've been doing, for example, maybe tweet chats, how people actually respond to those, and then put it into your consideration as you're creating a strategy. Then most importantly then would be setting objectives, because you don't want to just aimlessly try to build relationships. Setting objectives allows you to be able to actually have measurable key performance indices, such that you're able to see, have we met our targets? How are we doing? What are we doing well? What are we not effectively managing? So examples of objectives that you can set in a strategy would include customer retention, improving customer satisfaction, optimizing your marketing strategies, which you could do while you're trying to build relationships with your clients, and building a customer base and opening new target markets, which are all things you're capable of doing while building your relationships. So I'll just go straight into the first thing I'd like us to discuss would be email marketing, because email marketing still reigns as king. With this 40 times, it beats social media 40 times in terms of customer acquisition. And worldwide, the number of email users estimated at 4.1 billion. This is estimated by the end of 2021, which is huge and cannot be ignored. And why I believe email marketing is still so strong is because it's direct engagement in the most personal online space, which is your inbox. So just now looking at the data would be, these are the numbers from 2017 to 2023, an estimate of 2023 of actually how many people are receiving emails. So 2021, we're looking at 319.6. Those are a lot of emails. So you want to make sure, what this data tells us is, if you're going to use email marketing as a strategy of engaging your clients or talking to them, you need to make sure that you're sending the right message at the right time. And I think one thing I've noticed in a lot of email campaigns I receive is the lack of personalization of messaging. And I think it's as basic as, if the reply to address is hello at or info at, sometimes it puts me off, and I find that I respond better to a name. So for example, for the Comms Avenue, Ayobami as a community manager, Ayobami at the Comms Avenue would work better in comparison to hello at or info at Comms Avenue. Because I think at the end of the day, we all receive so many emails in a day. So there are very few small things that kind of make a difference. And obviously subject line is one of them. So I just want to talk specifically again, then in email marketing, how to create customer relationships would be creating customer journeys. So follow the different paths that your customer takes on email. So the typical journey would start on your website. So once someone has given in their email, and there's a sign up, you could first then create a welcome email series, which all of us, I'm sure, have gone through. Maybe you didn't realize it, but a lot of websites that you get into, there's usually like a automated kind of schedule of emails that you receive after. And this is very important in terms of being able to create a great relationship with your customer, because then you're able to see immediately engage with them as soon as they interact with your website. And the journeys, these often align with the following key 5 cycles in life cycle marketing, which would be acquisition, consideration, purchase at the purchase point, retaining this customer, and re-engagement. So I have, this is a video I got off Campaign Monitor, which is an email marketing software that I thought that we could just look at, because I'm hoping that this session can be as practical as possible so that you could actually see, because at the end of the day, doing all these things, sitting down and wanting as a digital marketing manager or marketing manager, doing all these things from scratch isn't honestly necessary with automation softwares and these services available online. So yeah.
Mercy,
Yeah?
I think you need to share it with sound. We can't hear the sound.
Oh, you can't hear the sound.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a place at the top where you could just activate the sound.
Is it start? Would that be video?
I can't remember. I just know that if you.
Oh yeah, I can see it. Sorry.
You see it.
So
Yeah,
sorry.
all right.
Yeah.
No
Let me
problem.
just start that again.
Automated emails, sometimes known as drip campaigns.
Can you hear now?
Yes. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Are campaigns that are triggered to send automatically. Because they can be scheduled to respond to specific events and behaviors, like a subscriber sign-up, they can generate high open and click-through rates while saving you time. In Campaign Monitor, you can create journeys for your subscribers that contain one or more automated emails based on rules that you define. When you select Create a New Journey on the automation page, you'll see the option to discover journeys. Some of the journeys that we can help you create are anniversary offers to automatically reward your customers on a special date, first purchase feedback to share a customer survey after a purchase is made, an educational series to provide your readers with a timed series of lessons or other useful content. Using automation, you can put your email marketing on autopilot and see incredible engagement from your subscribers. The most common type of journey is a welcome email series. Welcome emails can be set up to immediately trigger after someone signs up for your list. While they can be used to just confirm the new subscription, it's possible to schedule multiple emails over a period of time, say to create a series of automated onboarding emails. Let's use the Journey Designer to create a new welcome email series. To start, select Create a New Journey. After you name your journey, you'll choose a trigger. You can see a number of available triggers, including when someone joins a list, which is the action that kicks off a welcome email series. Finally, select the subscriber list the journey will apply to. Now it's time to define the content in the first welcome email. For a welcome series, you'll typically send the initial email out with no time delay, so the first step will be to send an email. We'll name this step, give it a subject line and from name, then create the email content. You can view the video on using the email builder to learn more about this process. Once the first email has been added, you can add subsequent emails to the journey. We can also include time delays between emails, as well as branching logic to deliver the most relevant messaging to your subscribers. Once you have your journey looking the way you want, the final step is to make the journey live. Even after it's live, you can still edit your email content or add extra emails. While a welcome email series is the most common scenario that automation and journeys are used for, there are many other ways you can use automation to create a...
Yeah, so I hope that was as practical as possible. Because I guess, you know,
Mercy,
it's
can
one
I
thing.
ask a question here?
Yes, please.
Okay, because this looks very interesting. But one thing I've been thinking about is we want to be able to send like jobs openings to people, selected people. via newsletter. So we want them to subscribe. So would you suggest we use this kind of tool to do that?
Yeah, I think you should, because, I guess what you want to do is in the comms avenue, if you were to then have that as a designated, because I guess that is a designated service offering that you have, that then you make sure you have all the people who are actually interested in, receiving job offerings. Then if you have them as subscribers, then you create this automated funnel for them. So every time you have new postings, then the content is automatically generated, then directed towards them. So it would be perfect.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. So yeah, I think for me, in terms of creating customer relationships, journeys are really important, and automated ones work best, because then you want to be in a space where you make your activities and everything you're doing towards this as automated as possible. And this then establishes consistency, because then you want to be able to have your audience expect and receive certain things from you consistently, because then that definitely creates a better relationship between you and them. Yeah. So another thing that I think for me in terms of email, that email marketing and creating relationships with your customers online is, in email marketing, I think it's discounts. I think we all love them. And if you're looking at all those emails that are being generated, I think it's something you can't avoid if you want to have, because I guess at the end of the day, everyone wants value. And in my experience, how I usually look at my emails is I definitely open the ones with an offering, so it's something I could get a discount from. Even if it's something, honestly, I'm not interested in, I find myself gravitating towards that. So creatively, you could design a discount towards something, in terms of your product, service, or offering, to just get people more interested in what you have. Then the next thing I want us to look at is social media. I guess that's obvious from this GIF. Would be, I had the two things that really stood out for me that I thought were key to just share with you in terms of relationships was, so you want to be able to listen and respond to your customer queries as soon as possible. And I really liked this, creating a designated customer service social media platform, because a lot of companies usually have just one platform where they push out their content talking about their products, and then there are some queries in between. And I think I'm sure it's painful for the managers of those accounts to actually monitor what customers ask us queries and have issues with, and then looking at all the content. So this, I think, would be something that I think I would highly recommend, would be creating something like this, and make sure your responses are swift and helpful. Then create personalized engagement with your audience. Everyone loves personalized engagement. Being mentioned specifically really builds relationships. So I really liked this, how this app responded to this tweet about this new business owner, and actually told them something in line with what they had actually announced being a business owner. If and when you need a multi-purpose visual content workshop for your brand assets, look us up. I'm pretty sure they definitely looked, either responded to this or went and looked at their website, and probably did actually make a purchase. So another thing I can't lack to discuss about would be tweet chats. So this Africa tweet chat is a tweet chat that I engage with weekly, and tweet chats have been around for years and are currently experiencing a surge in popularity as an audience engagement tool. So as you think about, organic engagement with your audience, tweet chats are honestly the best, in my opinion, especially if you have something towards something you could have conversations with people around. So a lot of software as service platforms and products usually have tweet chats. So, and they're really killing it, because then you have a lot of people then who engage and actually ask their queries there, or will actually give their feedback. And then it's very easy then with retweets and shares to have more people look in and be interested in what you're offering, or even come in, and then you could actually build a community. So this Africa Tweet Chat actually now is a community of people across Africa and globally who come and discuss about different things around the digital space, so be it marketing and things like that. And you can see how powerful this has been for them is, so in one of their tweet chats, I think this was last month, they had 13.7 million total impressions, and that was in a tweet chat. And the tweet chats are actually literally an hour. long, and it was 1,654 total tweets and 201 total users. So I think on the end of being actually someone who engages in this tweet chat, I think it has been really beneficial to me, one, as someone who is an audience member, and I think also now towards the community that they've built, that not only just exists on this tweet chat, but they've also then created a WhatsApp group where people engage and have further dialogue towards stuff like that. So tweet chats, I think for me, are something that we're not using enough, that I'd highly recommend. So I have another video that's just on, because I want to now get into talking about websites, and I think looking at such trends with the changing consumer habits, especially in this time of the pandemic, would be important for us to just hear a bit about what Google has found out so far.
As we consider what the world could look like after the pandemic, one thing is certain: we have all changed, and those changes are far from over. Thousands of Google searches across Europe, the Middle East, and Africa showed that our so-called normal continues to evolve. Different needs, different behaviors, different habits. Our daily routines have been disrupted, and we're turning to search more than ever to find everything from security and community to new skills and ways to stay mentally and physically healthy. Changes in our daily routines have broken our typical habit loops, making way for new habits to form. So which habits will stick? We've looked at the ways life has changed across the region and what these new long-term habits are. We continue to search for knowledge. We found new ways to tackle daily tasks. We've built new skills and found ways to share our knowledge. We'll keep searching for balance, including new ways to work. Better ways to unwind. And ways to stay closer to nature. And we'll keep looking for fun. After social distancing measures saw us looking for occasions to celebrate remotely. New ways to eat out at home. Ways to enjoy time together, however far apart we are. Ways to cheer each other up. And new companions, along with the best ways to look after them. We've also been finding, and will continue to find, the unexpected. By staying informed on what consumers are searching for, businesses can prepare for today and tomorrow. Find your customers and be ready for what's next.
So that was important for me to share because I think, as businesses and companies and brands online, it's really important to understand what the current trends are. And Google offers free platform on Google Trends where you can actually search and see what people are actually looking at, especially in as specific and as detailed a space as your country. So and I guess for me, in terms of the pandemic, there's definitely been an increase in online purchases and now people looking for products and services online, with obviously the restrictions sometimes based regionally. Like for example, with Kenya, we've had lockdown reinstated where we're not as, like for example, now bars and restaurants are closed, so people are doing more deliveries, orders online. So any business that didn't have their online set and have a website or even have their restaurant listed on Uber Eats or Bolt right now are there. So with that in mind, how can we create better customer experiences on your website, which would definitely then improve and help you build relationships with your customers? So as you can see, this GIF is actually a chatbot. And the thing I love about chatbots and the benefits for you using them on your website is it improves, you could get improved customer satisfaction, because chatbots, unlike humans, are actually programmed to follow some guidelines. So should there be a client or a customer who's actually frustrated or rude or angry, a chatbot is in essence a machine that can respond without feelings-based kind of approach. And that's honestly good for customer satisfaction, because then you're not too sure. Sometimes, because being human, sometimes you're emotionally led, where probably maybe a customer agent online might not respond the best all the time. So that's an obvious benefit for me on having a chatbot on your website. And then the availability 24/7. So if a customer has a question or query at midnight, this chatbot would be able to respond to this. And if this query is towards a sale, you don't miss any sales. Then enhanced user engagement. A well-designed chatbot can actually maintain users on your site by providing them with relevant information about your products and services. So sometimes you go into a website, just curiously looking because you saw a really nice ad on social media and you don't really know what you're looking at. But sometimes a chatbot I've actually interacted chatbots where they actually ask you, what are you looking for? What are you interested in? And then it would actually, directly lead you to what exactly you would be interested in. And I found myself actually making purchases or signing up for something that I didn't know, that I didn't have top of mind when I was joining in. And I think it's, the black hole that we all get into when you're online, where you make so many tabs and then you ask yourself, how did I get here? So I guess chatbots could help you do this. Then monitoring customer data. So AI and machine learning can help you gather data about your customers, and this data could be analyzed and give you valuable insights. Then personalized experience can actually be made with chatbots, where you create a conversational environment with your customers, which you could help them as much as like it's AI. You could design the guidelines that this chatbot is programmed with to sound like a fellow human. Then I have another video, and I think you'll notice I've put a good number of videos here because, again, I was trying to be as practical as possible. So at the end of this session, you could actually be able to say, okay, I'm interested in putting a Facebook chat in our website, chatbot in our website. This is how to go about it. So I hope you guys are enjoying them.
Hello, everybody. This is Victoria from Elfsight. In this guide, I'm going to show you how to add Facebook chat to your website. It's only going to take 2 minutes, and you don't need any specific skills to do it. First of all, let's go to elfsight.com and choose the Facebook chat widget in the menu list. Click Create Widget. You can find the direct link in the video description. So, let's create your widget. Begin by choosing a template that suits your case best. Click Continue with this template. To let your customers message your Facebook page from the website, you have to connect to Facebook on the Content tab. Click Continue in the pop-up window, select the pages you need, and click Done on the next screen without making any changes. That's it. Your widget is ready. Also, you can check the Settings tab to adjust layout, size, colors, and fonts. Click Join to install to add the widget to your website. Log in or sign up to Elfsight apps. This is free, no credit card required. After you sign up, you'll see the widget that you have just created. Click Save. The next step is to choose your subscription plan. You're very welcome to start with Lite, but keep in mind that your 20% discount is valid only for 24 hours. Click on the code to copy it. Open the HTML file of the required page in the editor. Paste the installation code to the designated page area. Save the changes. Go to the page to check your widget. This is how easy it is. But if anything goes wrong at any stage, message us at support@elfsite.com. Also, we've got tons of cool and exciting widgets and your...
Yeah, can you imagine how easy that is to just add to your website? And though another reason why I think this is something that as businesses, we can't ignore using chatbots is because already 75% of internet users are actually using messaging platforms, you know, in their usual interactions. So just having it on your website adds a more, it's something that they're already using that they could use there. Because then now you have, I've also seen there's a WhatsApp chatbot. I believe there's a Slack chatbot as well. So you could look back at your customer persona and try see where exactly they are, if they use WhatsApp more, if they use Messenger more. And with Messenger, as much as like that, the video I showed was by Elf Insights on Facebook, the Facebook developer site, they actually have instructions on how you could actually do it directly on Facebook, from Facebook. So I hope I'm showing you that this is as easy as possible to actually put the strategies into the platforms that you already have. So it's not hard to do, because probably like, I think before I actually knew how to put in a chatbot on my site, I thought it was something that would need a developer, that would take ages to do, but it's really easy, it's 2 minutes. So now having finished looking at chatbots, now I think it's important to discuss customer feedback, especially on your website. And for e-commerce or any other kind of business, really, it doesn't matter what kind of business you run, feedback is invaluable to your success. It offers many advantages, and the most key towards building relationships is it can help measure satisfaction. Ask simple questions like, in order to enhance your experience, what should we do? Which features would you like to see in the future? Did we meet your expectations? Because you want to make sure the people who you're engaging with online actually feel like you value their feedback, you value them enjoying the experience, you value understanding what they would prefer to see better, what they had an issue in. And if you're actually, and when you're able to improve this, if you're able to give direct customer updates. I've been in a situation where I had a problem on an e-commerce site, and I actually said what exactly the issue was. And they actually sent me an email directly saying, so thank you so much for the feedback for this issue. This is actually how we improved it. And I think, honestly, that it said so much. It gave me so much. I'd say I have proper customer loyalty towards them, because I felt like, yeah, they really valued what I gave in as feedback and actually changed and created a solution towards it. So that said, having looked at email marketing, using email marketing as a tool to build relationships, using your social media to build relationships, and even improving the customer and user experience on your website using chatbots, those are the top things when I was looking at what the trends are this year that I felt I could discuss. But then again, depending on the size of your company, you could go the CRM software way, which is CRM is a customer relationship management software. So this is an all under one roof solution where you get everything. You get, you're able to create customer journeys in your email marketing strategy. Because like, for example, Salesforce, which I use, actually has a direct integration for Campaign Monitor. So even with Zoho, you could also basically integrate whichever softwares you use there. So under this one software, you're able to see what exactly runs well in your email department, what runs well in your social media, and all under one platform. So though they're mostly used by large companies, they're actually really great for small businesses as well. And they're actually really great packages that you could get depending on what you're looking for. Because there's like in Salesforce, you could get something where other than just like being able to access their marketing cloud, which then is always email marketing and social media, you could also be able to do your bookkeeping there. So I think that's just something after we're done with this session, if you're interested in looking at, I'd highly recommend you looking. And these are the top 5 for 2021. So there's Keep, Zoho, Freshworks CRM, Salesforce, and Less Annoying CRM. Yeah, that's actually the name of the software. It's called Less Annoying CRM. So you could have a look at those 5. I also highly recommend HubSpot, because they actually have a free CRM software, which is particularly towards their marketing options. Then in Africa, there's actually a made in Africa for Africa software called Optimus, and it has 4 powerful functions. So it has a lead management system, it has a programmatic ad serving platform, it has a CRM automation platform, and look-alike audiences finder. Now, that for me is the most interesting bit, the look-alike audiences finder and the CRM automation, and you'll see why in the next video. And this platform is actually being used by banks, telcos, and insurance companies across Africa. So ABSA, KCB, and the rest actually use this. And I think you could just have a look at this, because I think this is something in my experience, having consulted with especially small to medium-sized enterprises, that I think works really well in terms of if you want to then create consistency towards relationship building. If you have a software that actually you're able to look at and see everything under one roof, it really works really well. So yeah.
Meet Anne on mobile. Always on the move, increasingly demanding and decreasingly loyal. With a given complexity of thousands of messages, how do you connect with her in the most contextually relevant way? Not just knowing what she needs from the brand, but almost predicting it, and in the process offering her brand experiences that improve loyalty and lifetime value. And that's where Optimus comes in. Optimus is a marketing automation platform that uses machine learning, data analytics, and automation triggers to help brands exponentially improve marketing efficiencies, sales processes, and get the most revenue over our customers' lifetime at scale and speed. This is how it's done. Optimus allows our clients generate relevant and targeted customer leads by targeting ads online across thousands of online browsing behavior data points across millions of prospects. Optimus helps you define the audience segment, upload creatives, and test what works. Campaign optimization is a process in continuous loop using machine learning to increase sales conversations and reduce the cost of customer acquisition. Optimus helps manage the leads generated from the campaign via real-time auto-assignment to the sales team. It allows follow-up on the leads, enabling successful acquisition by assigning individual responsibilities and rewarding lead closures. There's more. Once successful leads have been converted to customers, Optimus helps map a lifetime of automated communication based on data triggers defined by their activity inside and outside the bank. Our banking clients are using this automation to increase account funding rate and increased use of digital channels and the product. It doesn't stop here. Once the customer is active with a bank, Optimus allows the bank to create opportunities to cross-sell and upsell various products and services. This is done using what we call a single view of customers by adding customers' online behavior data, social data, location data on top of banking data in a seamless whole. These data points trigger opportunities to cross-sell relevant products. Increasingly, clients are signing up Optimus to power their businesses with big data intelligence and artificial intelligence to automate the digital transformation of their business at scale.
Yeah, so as you can see from that, it's literally everything we've spoken about being offered by, when I spoke about them as individual items, all being offered under one platform. And the other thing I really love about that platform, and that's something you could probably also find then as you're doing research on other CRM softwares, is then you can be able to look at data that's retrieved per customer. So for example, where they were saying how you can get like what this particular data, this particular customer is doing on site, and then be able to then have triggered automated journeys towards what other things you then provide for them in terms of products and services. So I think in terms of customer journeys, and then being able to fully leverage using digital marketing and online tools, being able to look at automation and softwares where you have data and insights being really cleverly computed and analyzed and used for you, I think it's a no-brainer where, depending on the size of your company, if you're able to afford that you should look into. And if not, I think they're very creative ways where you could still be able to compute the data on, maybe if it's like a smaller audience size, to then be able to still have automated journeys that you could use in specific individual platforms, like for example, the campaign monitor or MailChimp, where you're able to then, you could then segment different audiences and different audiences and target groups that are actually interacting with your website or product or service, and then have them move into different journeys where you engage them. So I won't share this this video because you've just seen one, but it was a really interesting, because I guess we've talked a bit about strategies, but I think it's a video more or less talking about then how digital campaigns, how you could engage and create relationships with your customers with digital campaigns. So that's actually a campaign by Lay's, which is a potato chips company based, I think it's in the US. So they actually did a campaign where they had their audience come up with flavors. So it was, you come up with a flavor and you do a video, I guess more or less showing this combination of, say, if it's a hot dog and this ketchup or this, and how you think that this would be a really interesting flavor. I think, actually, let me just show it, because I thought it was really interesting in terms of, you know, other than just discussing digital strategies that you could use to build relationships with your customers, that you could actually create digital campaigns which more or less leverage the, you know, having user generated content. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's no surprise that ice cream cones are yummy as can be. We're baking double cheeseburgers, no one will disagree. But if you take a tasty treat and make it something else, wouldn't it be yummy? Wouldn't it be yummy? Wouldn't it be yummy as a chip? Classic Lay's and barbecue are not going away. But why stop there when there could be banana nut souffle? Oh, wouldn't it be yummy? Put some in my tummy. Wouldn't it be yummy as a chip? If you're inspired, here's the deal. The folks at Lay's make chip dreams real. And if your flavor beats the others, you could win $1 million. Wouldn't it be yummy? I could use the money. Wouldn't it be yummy as a chip?
Submit your potato chip flavor ideas at dousaflavor.com.
Yeah, so I thought I really loved that, because as a communications professional, you know, you're always trying to find the most creative ways to have people engage with you, and user-generated content, especially now, is really hot. So being able to create campaigns like that will definitely help you even build relationships with your customers, because then you're really at top of mind, where people are then having to sit down and create and come up with ideas around this. And then I guess there's a better feeling of like brand loyalty and towards things like that. So all that said, in the ever-evolving context of digital services and strategies that change almost daily, these are the basics, I think, in terms of creating great relationships with your customers online. So you need to be able to interact with your followers, have quick responses to inquiries, have swift order taking and assistance, constant customer updates, delivering on your promises, and keeping your customers delighted. Now, the swift order taking and assistance is really crucial, because then you have people spend very little time, want to spend as little time as possible online making an order. So the more tedious the process is, you lose then customers quickly. So that's just something I thought I would bring up as the final bit towards this presentation. Thank you so much for your time. Those are my contact details. I'd love to talk about all things digital marketing, and I would love to hear if there are any questions or comments towards what I have shared. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you, Mercy. Okay. Can you hear me? Sorry, I wanted to ask a question. Please, is there background noise because I'm out?
I can hear you. You're fine.
Okay, sorry. All right. I mean, thank you so much. This has been really, really great. And I liked how, because you go to some digital marketing webinars and courses, and it's like they're talking over your head. It's very, very technical, but this was really applicable, the content. Ban was saying he loved the content. I think it was really great. Thank you so much. So the question for me is, so all the questions that I'm going to be asking is related to the Comms Avenue is, okay, you said all of these things, some of these tools to get the value from them. There are so many paid tools. We don't have such a great budget. How do you advise us to start in terms of using digital marketing tools to really engage community members and offer them the value that we want to offer them?
Okay. That's a really great question. And I think that what you need to do then is to look at organic strategies first. Then, like, for example, the Comms Avenue, I think you guys are doing a really great job with your Telegram and being able to even have, your community members actually being part of what you're offering. So what could you do organically? Like, for example, would tweet chats be something that you guys could do that's free to do? Could like now if it's email marketing, instead of like doing then automated, could you then come up with an email strategy on your own that then you have designated days where you push out content before then you look at, using paid for platforms? Then another thing that I love to do is honestly, any that has a free trial, I will use the free trial. Then sometimes you'll find that the service offering is so good and you actually have a great return on investment from it without actually paying, that then you're able to find, even if it's very little money from your budget, to then put into that. So look at first, so what I'm saying, I guess the 2 points is look at what you can then do organically that you don't have to pay for and improve on that. Then 2, if there are any platforms that you're interested in, try the free version. Then you might actually see that there's money coming in from it, or conversions that are actually valuable, and then you could actually find the money.
Thank you, Mercy.
Yeah.
Handing over back to Ayobami now.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Mercy. Thank you. It's been such an helpful session. Okay, we have a question. Just give me a minute. Olamide is asking, can you advise on email frequency best practices?
Okay. So I think depending on, as I said, the customer journey and what exactly you want to share with them. For example, if it's a welcome email series, I've seen the best recommended practice would be after the first email, after let's say they've signed up, is give them 2 to 3 days and then share the next one. I think you'd be going, the best practice would obviously be very dependent on what you're offering and your target audience is. Because like you could see, for example, with people who offer informational content, like let's say newsletters that are based on news, it's every day. But if it's something towards a product or service, sometimes every day can be a bit too much. So maybe you'd start twice a week. But the best place to start is to then start with less emails, and then look at the data of your click-through rate, the opens, the bounces, and then work back towards that. So try first, see the data, how people are responding, and then that's what I recommend.
Thank you. Olamide, I hope that answered the question. Nancy is asking that also on the issue of email marketing for a non-profit. Do you think emailing prospective donors for twice a month? Oh, it's too much. Twice a month is too much, is it?
Okay, again, it depends on what content you're sharing. So I think twice a month could be okay if, like, for example, if the first email is like a newsletter talking about your nonprofit only, and then the next one is about like, please support us, do this. Because I think the problem with nonprofits is then if you're always asking someone for money, give me money, you'll find yourself seeing a lot of unsubscribes, which I can actually say in my experience, I learned that the hard way. So if you're able to have different content types, so maybe one email campaign is, let's say, a really great video about what you guys do, and you're just saying thank you to your donors for supporting you. Then you have a different email that's actually specifically saying, hey, we have a target of raising $1,000. This is what we want to do with $1,000. Please support us. Yes, twice a month is fine.
All right. Thank you very much. So we actually do not have any question, but if you have any question, can you raise up your hand? If you don't want to chat, if you don't want to type, I don't think anybody has questions. So, but Mercy, can we reach out to you if we have further questions or inquiry?
Sure.
Okay, Cephas, just hold on. I think he has a question for you. So, okay, you can unmute now.
Okay.
All right, good morning.
I hope you can hear me.
Yes,
I
very
can hear
well.
you.
Thank you very much, Mercy, for putting all of the information across. It's been very helpful. I'd like to know, in your opinion, what specific days of the week and within which particular time frame would you consider appropriate to sort of schedule your emails to be distributed to your target audience?
So Sundays are really
I hope the
good.
question is clear.
Yeah, I've actually heard. Yeah, thank you so much, Cephas. Sundays and midweek Wednesdays are two really great times. And then Sunday, if you can have it being Sunday and Wednesday, if it's early in the morning, so it's one of the emails, the first email someone sees when they're, like, let's say if it's Wednesday, it's when you've gotten into the office and you've opened your machine and you're looking at your emails. That's really great. Sunday, I don't know the why Sunday works, but Sunday is actually really great. Yeah, I don't know the why, but Sunday in my experience has been really great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mercy. Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining the session this morning. Mercy will be reaching out to you for more questions and inquiries if we have more. So have a good weekend, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Comms Avenue, for the opportunity, and thank you, everyone, for engaging.
Welcome.
Okay.
Thank you. You can also watch the replay on our YouTube channel. We'll be sharing the link or on our website. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.